Assault on Lebanon. Israel assaults Palestine Liberation Organization defends. Tired of the constant harassing artillery fire from the PLO in Lebanon, the Israelis decided to launch a punitive offensive to clear off the PLO bases in southern Lebanon. Task Force A from the Israeli 211th Armored Brigade was assigned the mission to drive up the coast and into the city of Tyre. At first, the PLO fighters offered spirited resistance, but were soon overwhelmed by the combination of Israeli armor and artillery. Retreating northward, the PLO decided to make another stand near the town of Rachidye. Well, I'm assaulting against pretty much guerrilla fighters. This is fairly modern as this game is concerned, and Israeli should have a modern gear, so this is probably a very ugly fight. Macaque still. Is the best they can do? In some ways it doesn't matter. It's probably an upgraded version of some kind. It has great fire controls. If we don't have to fight against other tanks, it doesn't really matter though. Right, we have 4 aircraft, 6 artillery sections, and a metric ton of different type of APCs. These have mortars on them. These have mortars and 3 machine guns, anti-air machine guns. So infantry killers. 20 turns more or less. We have a lot of positions. Take control of villages, take control of hills, take control of the road. Lots and lots of time. Tanks aren't anything special. At the same time, I don't think they really need to be either. Okay, I don't see how they could possibly win this. I don't know what our rifle squads can really do though. I mean, how many men do we have? We have very little infantry in general. That could be a problem. Skyhawk, I think, is, yeah, just bombs, nothing special. 20mm cannon and some bombs. This is an old aircraft. F-16 should be quite good, though. Cluster bombs. And 20mm Gatling. Is it AP cluster bomb? Does that mean armor piercing cluster bomb? Or I have no idea what the AP there stands for. Mortars, artillery sections with a lot of shots, decent amount of smoke shots too. Although smoke will work against me on this one. Right. Just checking what type of squads do we have. Decent sized infantry squads. Effective fighting range 10, 6 if we want anti-tank capabilities. Right, what I wanted to know is, do we have some kind of 6-man squads or proper infantry squads? We have proper infantry squads. Want to take control of the hills. We probably shouldn't go along the road at all. This is very likely an ambush spot. So go for the hills and basically go around that place entirely. I have no idea what the PLO has as equipment at this stage. I mean, currently they're just they don't even have control of Palestinians anymore. They're split into factions. But what exactly do they have during this time period? Well, they have vehicles. Maybe something like not even proper combat units, but vehicles where you attach the gun to a more typical civilian vehicle, I would think, or some kind of a custom-made thing. I have no idea. It'd be easy to find out though. Some Russian gear. Nothing too interesting. I mean, T-55 seems to be like the top of the line tank they'll ever get. And that's an old ancient tank at this point. There's some rockets, but uh, uh, direct combat capabilities are pretty much infantry only. Various types of tech on that infantry though. So definitely capabilities of killing our units, but I'm not seeing anything particularly impressive. They're like 20-30 years behind in technology. I don't want to use the artillery blindly. We seem to have fairly effective artillery units, so I want to make good use of them if at all possible. We should be eating missiles and things like that. Anti-tank missiles are to be expected. Probably some kind of dedicated RPG units. Anti-tank capabilities on infantry. Um, Anti-air missiles maybe too, although I'm sort of doubtful about that. They're rare, mainly because people who actually can manufacture them don't usually want to give them out in large quantities. It's hard to guarantee that they're only going to be used in the way you want, unless it's your army doing the killing. Right, so without a doubt there's going to be a defensive line or two in here. I'm expecting a lot of infantry. Which is why I don't particularly want to dump troops here, because it's death sentence them. But I don't think I have a choice. It's better to lose infantry than to lose the vehicles. Also, we're going to spearhead a single group of flags at a time, then head north. So basically not try to spread all over the place in an effort to try to take both sides at the same time. We have quite a bit of mobility thanks to the huge amount of vehicles we have very experienced troops. Even after moving as much as we can, we're still getting 3 to 4 shots. So this is a very experienced fighting force. Yeah, they're veterans. So I don't really have worries about that. This forest would likely have some enemy presence. The rough terrain would have infantry. See if we can spot smoke somewhere. They seem to have mortar units somewhere. Single firing probably doesn't reveal them. Very likely somewhere in the back ground. Not a hill. Not spotting anything. Right. We need to start making a push here. This unit is worthless now anyway. Yeah, retreating. Right, you don't need much to start exposing them. But you need something. Someone's going to have to go in there and like start taking shots. There will be more. Many, many more. Yellow squad destroyed. Right, there might be a reaction to our presence, but we have such a huge amount of vehicles, I don't particularly care. We can really react immediately. There we go. Firing with this because it's outside the range of their anti-tank capabilities. So the initial suppression will be done with this. Then we can go with something else. There has to be more. I wish they would just react to my presence here. There we go. It's certainly been my experience that it's very risky to just sit around like this in a defensive line and wait, see how things go. It sort of works, but only in the case where they can't see you at all before they drive into you. In every other case, it has to be against vehicles. So it's a bit risky to go here. Mainly because they're not gonna be units we'll be able to follow up. If we go there, we're on our own. I don't think that's worth the risk. Right, someone has to kill you though. Right, doesn't look like there's much to do for the patents. It's perfectly fine. Patents will not go anywhere unless an APC has basically gone there first. I'd rather lose an APC than a patent every time. I'm thinking of maybe directing blind artillery at this point. Otherwise we're going to not have really the opportunity to use a lot of artillery. Not sure if I want to fire here. We're fairly good at spotting the enemies before we walk into them. I can't shoot at the bridge no matter what. But the city is another matter. In some ways we shouldn't fire on these naturally, because they're not much of a military target, but the game logic wise it's a nightmare to have these buildings all around us. On the other hand, if they're burning and crumble, there's not much, they don't provide much cover. We also have a long time before we arrive anywhere near here, so the worst of the smoke will without a doubt dissipate by the time we arrive. I'm trying to direct target buildings that we basically have to go next to no matter what path we pick to come here. Still something close by to the flags. We'll see how this goes. Shrug. Not sure if I should leave someone here. I'm thinking even if we don't really spot anything, a single APC and the infantry unit inside might be warranted. Because if something happens to sneak its way back here, there's really not much I can do. At the same time, I don't particularly want to leave the infantry behind. It's the most valuable unit type we can have if we have to go into a proper city fight. And there's a good chance there were other units here that I haven't spotted yet. So probably would be better if everyone isn't gonna just abandon this immediately. Definitely can't leave any stragglers. That's a risk I just can't afford. Because that'll guarantee that I'll have to be something here. Maybe quite a lot of some things. Alright, if these, well, the defense of these blacks probably isn't during the south, it's the rocky and tree areas here, closer to the road. So we're gonna take the flags again, possibly leave something to defend them, and move on with the rest. I don't think I want to leave any command units here, no matter what. It's gonna take a lot of time for the tanks to do this. They have to move maximum distance every turn. But that seems to be a thing with the old tanks. They're fairly sluggish in movement. Okay, I don't think there's a huge amount of troops on the southern flanks, no matter how you look at it. We've driven through every hex here and we've killed everything we've found. Hello. Yeah, we at least spot their mortars now. That's a legit target for the artillery we have. Wait. Can you actually possibly see them? The bombardment should be quite a bit more effective this way. How the hell am I going to effectively use the aircraft in a mission like this though? By the time we see something, there's no real threat anymore for us. We can just take it out immediately. They don't have anything valuable enough to really bombard unless they have some kind of a, well, static defenses, I suppose. I don't think they have such things. Well. I don't want to fire with this one. Someone who would be a little bit further off. Excellent. I made a huge amount of casualties on them. Yeah, that'll do. Yeah, there's cool. How in the holy hell is it not retreating? I2 and his rifle squad. I'd rather leave one of the mortar units. I mean, they could still function as mortars if they would hold back here. Yes, that needs a little bit of softening up again. These guys have the heavy mortar. Even if we don't get a kill, they're gonna be heavily suppressed. Which reminds me, one or two of you should stay here. Maybe even the command group. There should be more infantry here. There we go. Hmm. The machine gun is going to be a bit tougher to actually fire on. Right, but it's still a machine gun, it's not a threat to these guys. It has no notable anti-tank capabilities. Still, every unit we find needs to die. Can't afford to leave them here. I'm not firing all my shots because I'm worried that there might be infantry units coming after us, so it would be nice if we could have some kind of reaction capability ready. Where do we go from here? We have to take the bridge, but we don't have to directly drive to the bridge. At the same time, all the crossing points all have sort of swamps around them, so there's a good chance you get stuck if you go there. So yeah, I'm thinking we should probably just head north directly. There we go. RPGTs. Ooh! I think a mortar got our aims. Didn't really expect them to have that kind of penetration power. At the same time, there's a lot of them there. I suppose we could use aircraft to just annoy them a little bit. Let's take Mr. Skyhawk as an example. We're hoping that they'll get both. I suppose we could use mobile mortars as a way to bombard these two. Don't see a reason why I shouldn't. Okay. RPG teams. Infantry. Both teams are routed, which means I can go next to them and just finish them off. Nice and quick. And moving on. Every unit that has an infantry squad inside will just keep moving. Same with the tanks. Third of the mission is done, and we still need to reach the other side of the map. That's something to keep in mind. So we can't really stop for a long time anywhere. I also need to do something about the mortars. I'm thinking of maybe suppressing them a little with the tanks and nothing else. I can't just ignore them, they have the firepower to penetrate armor. I'll also leave the infantry squads here for a few turns. I need to see if there's any kind of attempt to try to retake these. It's a pretty impossible shot for a mortar to just shoot and instantly kill one of our APCs. Apparently that's what happened though. But I'm not. What I'm saying is I'm not too worried about losing a huge amount of units. We are bombarding them constantly, so they should be plenty distracted. Still, this mortar was the one that fired, so I'll fire it a few times to try to suppress it. Well, I can't see shit. I'm more or less okay with just firing here without uh, much consideration. We'd also send another aircraft there. Although I would prefer to keep the 3 aircraft, just in case something unexpected pops up, like, well, an actual gun of some sort, an actual tank of some sort, anything along those lines. We could also direct target certain specific buildings. By the way, gotta go. Take a little bit of a look around you. Shit. If I fire with the vehicle, the turn fire might kill the infantry anyway. Still, I gotta shoot it with something, although I think the infantry is a better choice here. Yeah, for God's sakes. Decent progression. I'm not sure if we want to bottleneck everything there, but at the same time, if we were clearing it, it should be clear for everyone. 2, it is the fastest way to go road, so we should take advantage of it if we're gonna clear it anyway. These are very likely abandoned already. Okay, I used the second Skyhawk. I will keep using it to target the same positions. I'm thinking of sending the other one here. Maybe approach from another direction. Right. It's gonna be an ambush here. We might not want to go drive to the road up to these flags. We do need to get past this, but we might as well go here directly, then this one go a little bit to the south and drive directly here. I'm imagining we might be able to bypass some defenses that way. Not sure it'll make all that much of a difference, but we do have the time for it. Especially if we bypass any defenses, we certainly have the time. Target destroyed. I think we're basically taking over the dug-in positions here with our own infantry. That's why we're very hard to arm at this point. Which works for me just fine. The enemy infantry will attack us though. So overall not much happening. Might be able to fire on a new target artillery wise. We mostly silence their mortars. What we could do is fire at least once in this general area before our troops have to go in there. It'll take at least a couple of turns to take over this and a couple of additional ones before we get anywhere near this. So that's doable. Problem is someone else has to be the spotter for this. I mean, I can't really see shit. So this might actually work fairly well. Right, we can't. It's gonna be blind no matter what we do. Otherwise, we'll have to wait for so long that it doesn't matter anymore. Try to demolish buildings around these flags. That's more or less it. No, I don't want to fire on the flags. There's not gonna be anyone on the flags. Nearby, certainly, quite a lot of them, possibly. Not on the flags, though. Okay. There are gonna be defenders here. I don't think I want to drop infantry out just yet. Probably not suppression. Can't see shit. Surely there's a reaction if I shoot with this. No? Skeptical about that, but that's how it apparently works. It would imply that there are no infantry squads there to react. So I have a very hard time believing. I want to test this building now. Nothing. I think I made the right choice by basically bypassing the road. That's what this is all about. This was supposed to be sort of a defense if we go through this road. Since we never did, it doesn't make all that much sense. I'd like to test some additional buildings on this turn. There's nothing here. Specifically isn't a problem, it's just that, well, I was expecting more trouble. I mean, we have a massive army of vehicles, so I understand that the enemy can't possibly have a similar vehicle group, but surely they have more than a few pitiful infantry screws sprinkled about. Somewhere has to be something that even can take down tanks, otherwise what's the fucking point? It comes, I suppose, to the point of, is it supposed to be historically accurate? But even then, there's not much there to play. There's not some kind of a chance for the other side to at least hold their own. Right, these are the big guns. Ones bristling with anti-infantry weaponry. Want them to be in good positions. Also, I'm sort of thinking it wouldn't be a huge stupid idea to leave something here. Because I haven't encountered anything, I'm sort of starting to be paranoid about where their troops are going to be positioned. I mean, they have to have something somewhere. Here we go. The ruins of a destroyed building. But we have such an overwhelming force here, they can't really do much. Which isn't specifically a problem though, just pointing it out. Right. You have two falcons still, but I don't really have a target to shoot at, so I need to kill this. Even with just 3 guys, it could potentially cause trouble. If I can kill one more, it'll disappear. Here we go. Right. Oh shit, we died. No, we didn't. They had nothing left anymore. Seeing anything new? Yes. I'll be a little bit careful who does the shooting here. This can destroy the building, that's why I'm doing this. Once the building is gone, there's no cover left. Right, we're just trying to smoke out any opposition forces in this one. These probably have enemies. Probably. Yes. Should have at least dumped the infantry before taking this type of a closer look, though. Same thing here. Shit. I think yeah, these are both good units. I don't really want to lose them. They're command units. We have a well, we sort of have a sacrificial unit here. Well, I wouldn't necessarily treat it as a sacrificial unit, but someone's gotta do it. Mostly things seem to be under control now. I can send an APC or two to take the final group of flags, then leave the main fighting force to fight it out here. So we don't really need to use a lot of forces to get that. Probably an APC alone can do it. It looks to be in a situation where there really isn't any defensive force there. I'm not gonna push toward the flags now, I'm just gonna spread out my forces around a little bit. So when the time comes to make a move, we have enough forces to decisively push to the flags pretty much immediately. We also wait an additional turn for the tanks to get a little bit closer. It might be better for us to, as a precaution, just destroy their inflicts with bypass. I don't see us gaining much by leaving them intact. Alright, we'll have to stop the artillery fire too after this. Unless we wait a turn. Be worth doing, but these let the other artillery rounds basically land while positioning troops to make for the final push. I'm pretty sure I also didn't move these units. Whatever. Right. Our encirclement is pretty much complete. I'm sending some troops out. I'm giving them opportunities to basically reveal themselves before we go full in. Right, right. A bit close for comfort with the artillery, but I guess it's okay. HQ unit revealed itself. There's so many reaction units here that they can't possibly fight like this. Right. Still see some of their mortar units here. I doubt they have anything worth really killing as far as aircraft coasts would be concerned. So I'll just send a couple of aircraft here, shoot whatever you have available to shoot. There's nothing worthwhile, we wasted them, but who the hell cares, there's no downside to wasting them. And push down. 3 flags remaining. I've made no effort to really retake anything. So, and there's no way in hell they can protect the 3 flags. I think infantry first this time. We're fishing for reactions, more or less. And if we don't get them, our infantry is within striking distance to finish things. Not bringing the tanks in there no matter what. Their purpose is to just provide the additional firepower as necessary. It's worthless. Still pretty well dug in, but lost casualties. I would assume these lower buildings are fairly well manned too, but that doesn't really matter. By the time that becomes relevant, we've probably taken over the rest of the flag. And the HQ is gone. Okay, any noteworthy targets? I don't think so. We can probably, if not end it on the next turn, we can end it on the one after that. Right, they're revealing their last infantry locations, causing some casualties, but our squads will still survive that. Their squads. Right. So all pretty much as we suspected. I think I'll stay with the flags here. Right. So don't go into that building or any other building really. But we gotta do something. Right, we'll have to use tanks to clear things up a little bit. Some of these units are starting to have significant casualties though. So maybe hold them back a little bit. This unit, for example, if it gets a single extra casualty, it'll be borderline worthless. So better just let it go at this. I doubt we'll ever get to kill all these squads we're seeing here. Once we have the flag, that's pretty much the end of it. Yeah, this is not the type of a mission I like to play. There's nothing to play here really. You can, at best, I see them being able to delay things a little bit. That's the best case scenario I can see. They just don't have the capabilities of taking down all this army. They've got nothing that could realistically challenge them. I don't want to go for the last flag yet. We'll leave it for the next turn. we go after them aggressively? I don't think so. They're not gonna be alone. Also, they're not gonna be worth much. If we lose a single vehicle hunting down these infantry units, it's not gonna be worth it for us. It'll just lower our relative score compared to theirs. If we lose some infantry men doing that, then that doesn't matter in the slightest. Right, external bit last. Mortar destroyed. Right, the mortars have just more or less repositioned themselves in that sense. Ooh, they are trying to retake things. I guess they realize that this is the end anyway, so no point holding anything back. So they had RPG teams, snipers, and standard guerrilla teams, some mortars, but that's it. That's the best they could do. Okay, do we have artillery landing somewhere? No, it's fine. There's no matter how many squads are coming at us at the moment. We'll have to be somewhat careful. Still, not much I could really do about it, even if I wanted to. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe pull back some infantry squads. The machine gun squad that's creeping up here somewhere, or was rather, I had no idea it was there. So there could be other squads moving on these flags. Possibly not, but again, there's really no reason to take any chances with this. We hold our positions, we won. Yeah, I think I'll leave things here. And we might be able to scour the area a little bit to get extra kills. I don't see the point of it. Yeah, they're making a push. Too late. Well, the game keeps going. At least it was a sensible idea to leave someone behind. There's no way I could reasonably send any additional troops to the south to make a difference. They wouldn't arrive in time anyway. So more or less, we're just waiting for things to end. Ooh! Serious numbers. Yeah, ooh, they retook these. There's only 2 turns left. Yoo! Well, I was thinking about leaving something for the bridge, but didn't do it. That didn't seem to be all that important. And look where that got us. Scrambling in a panic to try to retake the bridge. That bought him time though. At the same time, I can easily retake it. At the same time, I'm not taking any chances with this anymore. I'm moving more troops to the necessary flag. Necessary flags everywhere, just in case something unexpected happens somewhere. Not sure what that could possibly be, but no chances. I don't see anything threatening these, so we might be able to squeeze some extra firepower by moving the mortars a little bit forward. We don't need to kill them, we need to prevent their attack on the flags. Time will run out for both of us. It's gonna be super fun if something suddenly squeezes itself here. Well, it's my turn. Everything's okay here. No new developments really. I think we're just gonna drive to the flags and sit tight. Fire whatever on whatever we can. Also drive to the flags here. Really no reason not to do it. Might not actually achieve anything worthwhile, but a little extra suppression fire bullets isn't gonna hurt. Right, fire as much as you can. Okay, this will take, again, pressure away from the guys defending the flag. It's a couple of less squads they have to worry about. Two fewer squads. At least these will not be able to do any kind of effective attacking. I don't think I want to go there anymore. It should be the end. Yeah, decisive victory. The PLO side had minuscule forces total. I suppose we didn't really kill their artillery, the mortars, but we drove most of them away from the map. A couple just retreated a little bit. Not an interesting mission as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, I don't see the point of a mission like that. They might have some point in the sense if you have some kind of a rush mission where it's not about killing, it's about reaching somewhere. But if you give me 20 turns pretty much to do it, and a massive overwhelming force, it takes a miracle for the other side to be able to do it. It's just there's not much there. You'd have to have some kind of a clever map to make it very unattractive for the armor. And that's not it. Very dull mission. Final page of the scenarios. I think we're reaching fantasy land soon. Yeah, it ends at the Iraq War, 1991. Yeah, that's the last mission. Flashpoint Ukraine and Crimea, right? These fantasy scenarios that would never happen in real life are there at 1998, with Russia attacking.